Hello and welcome to the channel, everybody. In this video I want to show you the pretty much 4-corner vibration or the bass shakers that I've set up on my simulator over here, and not only show that to you, but where I would probably improve if I was to do it again. Alright, so these are everything I used to install my bass shakers. Got some banana plugs here to go into the amplifier, got some electrical connectors. Some people solder, I just prefer the electrical connectors myself. Some people will argue with that, but I don't care. These are the bass shakers I'm using for my seat, and these are some of the tools I used. As you can see, I've already put some connectors on the BST2s. It's just as simple as putting the connector over the wire that's already been shredded and crimping it. And the banana plugs I have here, they're used to go into the amplifier. They're very similar to the connectors, but you just use a screwdriver to actually clamp them down rather than the crimping tool. That's if you're using an amplifier that actually has banana plug capability. Otherwise you can just put the wire straight in there, which you can do also. Now I went and bought this automotive cable. It doesn't have to be automotive, but I just bought automotive to extend the wires on the BST2s a bit, and the pucks as well actually, just because you need to, unless you want to put the amplifier right where your bass shakers are. On the back of the BST2s, I also put some 3M double-sided tape. I did try some other branded automotive kind of double-sided tape, but it didn't work too well. The 3M just stuck a little bit better, so I do recommend going with 3M double-sided tape if possible. Now these are the Dayton Audio TT25 pucks. These are the 8 ohm versions, not the 16 ohm versions. And I'm running some double-sided tape on the back of the mounts that came with them. As you can see above, I did have some 3D printed ones that are not the circular ones up there. And I probably didn't need to 3D print those. I printed those before they actually got here. And then I realized they came with some mounts already. Now these mounts are meant to be the other way around, but then I couldn't put double-sided tape on them. So I just flipped them around so I can mount them with double-sided tape. Now this is the TT25's double-sided tape to the bottom of my pedal plate, and this is the BST2's just double-sided taped to the sides of my seat. Now for my pedal plate pucks, the Dayton Audio TT25s, I decided to use this knob sound 100 watt amplifier, and that's not 100 watt by 2, that's actually 50 watts per channel. The pucks are only 15 watts RMS. In saying that, I'm running this knob sound at 12 volts 5 amps, and so it's not running at its full capacity, but I've found this is probably round about the sweet spot for these pucks. I find them to be fine. I've tried running higher amplifiers. I haven't really noticed much of a difference, so I've just kept with 12 volts 5 amps, which is actually what came with the knob sound. So that's just what I'm running with that. And for me, the pedal plate ones are absolutely fine running with the knob sound and 12 volts 5 amps. Now, I've been finding a lot of people over the internet have been using these knob sounds. One of the benefits of these is, one, they're cheap. Two, they actually have a USB sound card in them as well. So you can actually plug in the USB sound card that was at least included in mine straight to a USB port onto the computer and run that as the sound card if you wanted to. Me personally, I'm actually running them on the aux cord. More on that in a second. For my BST2s, however, I have found it greatly beneficial to actually use a 200 watt amplifier, this Fuzzy Audio 200 watt, which is 100 watts per channel on the BST2s. I found a significant boost in power, and I was a little underwhelmed running one of the BS2s on the knob sound. So after switching to this Fuzzy, it was much better. I am running that at 19 volts, 4.74 amps, and that seems much better. And if you're running BST2s or BST1s, I highly recommend getting the more powerful amplifiers like this Fuzzy Audio. Another good thing about this Fuzzy Audio is, much like the knob sound, it does run a USB as well, and so you can use it as a sound card. Again, I'm only using the aux cord, but it is there for if you need it. I'll try link as much as stuff as I can in the description down below. This particular Fuzzy Audio ZK1002D is a little bit hard to find though. Now, initially I did buy this Fuzzy Audio ZK502T to run the BST2s, and I did actually find this to be a little bit better quality, I guess you could say, than the knob sound, especially because it had the treble and the bass, so you could turn the treble right down and the bass right up, and I actually got much better clarity in the bass and a bit more bass because of that as well. But the biggest downfall to this was the fact that to turn it off, you actually have to turn the volume down, and then each time you turn it on, you have to try and get the volume right, and it's just kind of annoying. Whereas the other two, you can just have a switch or a button, and it just turns on and off, and you don't have to mess with the volume all the time and trying to get the volume right. But if you can get a push button with the bass control, that actually might be the ultimate way to do this, because you actually get a bit better bass, in my opinion, doing it that way. Now, as for why I didn't use the USB sound card of the amplifiers, I just don't have the USB ports available, so I just ran the auxiliary cords straight into the bottom of one of my 3 monitors and used my monitor as the sound card. Alright, here we are on the computer. I've got SimHub open. That is currently what I'm using, simply because everybody else is using SimHub. Well, most of the people on YouTube are using SimHub. There are a few others that I've heard are better that I want to try. I don't really want to go over settings because these are just vaguely what I've set out without knowing much about bass shakers or anything like that. I've only got a few things turned on: TC, wheel lock, wheel slip, and gear shift. That is all I'm using, and it's all set out. 2 channels for front, 2 channels for rear. My front's going through one of my monitors, rear's going through one of my other monitors. As you can see, the rear ones on this one and the front ones are on this one. So let's hop into Assetto Corsa Competizione and let's see how it feels. Hello and welcome to ACC. We're in the Audi at Monza. Let's start this baby up. Boom. Now I don't have engine RPM on, so I can't feel the rumble of the engine. It's just because I don't want to set too many things so it doesn't get too muddied up. But this gear shift though, boom. My bum has a nice little boop. Right, I can feel the wheel spin there. I can feel when the front end is pushed a little too much. Because I got the wheel slip turned on and the wheel lock. So let's brake really hard here. Oh yeah, feel the vibration on the front, locking up the fronts there when I really smashed them hard. If you really turn the wheel hard there, I also felt the front left start to slide a bit. So it just helps with things that you don't necessarily hear. That's the thing about sim racing, is you don't have the feeling that you do in real life. But adding tactile transducers or base shakers, you start to feel some of that back that you do in a real car. Which wheel is losing traction? I've also got the traction control. Whoa! On, so if I really boot it out of a corner, I feel my bum. I felt I was locking up there a little bit. Obviously not too much because I got the TC on. Well, it probably wasn't locking it was probably the wheel slip. Yeah, so there's the ABS on. Actually, maybe I should turn the... Oh! Maybe I should turn the ABS off. Alright, ABS off. Let's feel some wheel lock here. And slam the brakes. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you feel that. Wow, look at my tires too. The temperature's going up. Probably flat spotted the hell out of them too. That's why you should use ABS. Oh, PSI is really going up. I only locked them up for a second. Front tires overheating massively now. It's probably going to handle pretty bad. For a little bit until it comes back down. Now, I haven't set the vibration to the curbs or anything. I just let the steering wheel do that. You're feeling the vibrations on the curbs come through the steering wheel. I really wanted tactile transducers or base shakers, in other words, to help me with my driving more than taking the reality to another level kind of thing. Oh, I could feel the traction control going off there. A little too much pedal to the metal. I feel like, I mean, I've spent a little bit of time with these bass shakers in another track actually. A track that it would benefit me a little bit more than this one, for example, because there's not as many corners here at Monza. But Kyalami. And I did feel like having the bass shakers has helped me get faster at Kyalami, knowing what's going on with the car, which tyre is locking up. It took me a little bit of time, but oh, did it again. But I have felt like bass shakers have helped me a bit. Now I still have to fine tune them to be the right frequencies and everything, but the one effect I do have for a bit more immersion are those gear shifts. And I must say, those gear shifts feel really good. Just a nice little thud as I change gear. But yeah, there's a quick look at the bass shakers. I highly recommend them if you're thinking about them. You're on the edge of whether I should get them or not. It does add that next level immersion, and I think it may help you go a little faster as well. It just helps you know when the car's locking up, and a little bit more information to try and drive the car faster effectively. More information, the better. Wow, too much? So anyway, that's probably about it for this video. I'm going to test software a little bit more and get back to you what software I'm probably the most comfortable with, what my settings are in the software, etc. I want a little bit more time with all that just to find what I think is the best. So anyway, thanks for watching this video, everybody. Hit that like button if you liked it, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next video.